friends, welcome back into my channel. My name is Shary. Thanks for joining me today. If you're new, welcome into the channel, welcome to the family. We have a lot of fun around here. We do planning videos, crafting videos, some gardening videos, just kind of whatever I feel like doing. I mean, it's my channel. I just kind of do what I want. But we are right now starting to do some preparing for Christmas. Now, I don't know if you've ever seen on YouTube, but her name is Dee. I say Farago. I've heard it pronounced Farago. But either way, Dee Farago does the funnest challenges. And what I'm going to be doing with you today, this is part of her series, and it's for we're making pockets right now for junk journals. So if you want to see how we're making these and what this challenge is all about, stick around and I'll show you. Okay, so Dee just started this week. This is the first week, so it's a perfect time to jump in and start. She did this last year, but I didn't participate because I don't think I really found it until it was quite a bit into the challenge. And so I watched them, but I didn't do it, and I thought it'd be fun this year. So her hashtag challenge, it's hashtag 3 and 15 DFBC, which means don't freak out before Christmas. So we're attempting to do 3 pockets in 15-ish minutes, give or take. Even Dee said 15 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it takes. So this is the first week she's done it. This is from her first video. I will link her videos. Every time I do these, I'll link the video below in the description box so that you can click on her channel. And also so that she gets the recognition for this. But this is her 3 and 15 challenge, tag challenge, episode 1, tag 1. It's very simple. I do believe as they go along, they might get a little bit more complicated. And then she'll also do other things like tags and various things. But for right now, this is what we're starting. So I made these 3 off camera. And I just want to show you they're just a cute little pocket you can glue into your junk journal. This has 1 little tuck spot, 2 and 3. So how cute is that? And you know what, guys? These are easy. I did this one in cardstock. I did this one. It's not cardstock, but it's thicker than... And these were just all scraps, and that's what we're working with today. Thicker than, oh, I'm going to say printer paper maybe, but not quite cardstock. And I accidentally, in hers, she didn't glue this flap down. This one, I accidentally glued it down, but you know what? That's okay, because it's still got, I've got a little tuck spot here. This one may have gotten a little more glue on it than I anticipated. Maybe I don't think I glued the whole thing. I didn't mean to. But anyway, we've got 1 tuck spot here and 1 here. I don't know. It went in earlier. I preferred the cardstock. This, it tore a little bit, but it would be perfectly fine in a journal. So just keep that in mind. And again, these are just random scraps that I've had from last year doing junk journals and crafting and stuff. So I'm going to show you how to make these. And she gives you the dimensions in hers. I'm going to use, the first one I'm going to use is this one. I've got 3 different scrap papers here next to me. This one actually isn't a scrap, but it was in one of my paper packs loose, so I grabbed it, and this was a, I can tell you what packets these come out of once we get them done, and I can let you know, but that is sort of a scrap too. And keep in mind, this one's a little more directional, so I hope it turns out the way that I want it to. So let's get started. So your measurement for your scrap paper, you're going to want a piece of paper that measures 7 3/4 by 11. So I'm going to cut all of them to to the same size while I've got it set up on my cutter. So I know we're good. This one will go to 11. There's not much to cut off on this one. So your measurement for your paper is 7 3/4 by 11. And then save your scraps, as always. 7 3/4 over here. So there's not a whole lot of cutting off on this particular scrap, but it actually worked out really well. Actually, let me bring, so 7 3/4. Almost, yeah, there's not a lot that it's going to cut off on this one. So that's good. We're not going to have a lot of scraps, but we'll have enough to work with. So there's sheet number 1. And this one, let me just cut the branding strip off. Sometimes I even save the branding strips because they're kind of cute. Like that's a cute one, I think. It's really cute, so I'll save that. So I'm just putting all my scraps up here above me. Not directional, so it doesn't matter. So let's go 11. We want it 11 by 7 3/4. So there's our 11. And here's our 7 3/4. 7 3/4. Scrap. Paper. Notes. So this one, what I'm thinking is I've got to cut that off first. Let me get that cut off. Forgot that was on there. This is really cute paper, isn't it? It's real, if you can see, it's kind of glossy and shiny. And so these two have pattern front and back, and this one doesn't. And so I can also show you what I do. Dee Dee did reference if you use a thinner paper, you might want to back it with like a piece of coffee dyed paper or something, but I haven't done one that way yet. So that's just, know that that's an option. Okay, so our next step, let me turn this back over so we can score. So we'll be scoring, remember, if you're writing this down, oh no, I didn't finish, never mind. I thought I cut that one. Okay, so this one, I want this to be my 7 3/4. So I'm gonna do it that way. 7 3/4 and then by 11. And I'm hoping that directionally this comes out right. Let's just cross our fingers. But that's one good thing about crafting. Oops, that one didn't cut real good down there. This is not my best blade. I think I did get new blades for this, but I don't think I changed it out. My Cricut cutter has a better blade, but it's easier just to do it like this on this one. So we have our 3 sheets. I didn't even start to see what time it was when we started. So 2:41 now. Well, maybe we've been going 5 minutes, but you know, it's really not, we're not worried about the timing, trust me. So now, oh no, we need to do our scoring. See, I haven't done a crafting video in a long time, so it's gonna take me a little bit to get back in the groove. So you just might want to decide, you know, you're gonna have to decide, what do you want your outside, what do you want your inside? Or it'll come out how it comes out. So this will probably be my inside, this will be my inside, that'll be my outside, I think. We'll see how it goes. So anyway, on your scoreboard, get this flipped back over. We are going to score, no, that's my cutting side. I'm such a ding dong, you guys. And here I'm trying to teach you guys something. But these challenges are so much fun. I just love these. And then you make pockets and tags and have all kinds of stuff if you're into junk journaling. So we are going to score with our paper long ways on the scoreboard. We're going to score at 7 1/4. So 7 1/4 is right here. And we're going to score at 3 5/8. 7 1/4, 3 5/8. You can always go back and watch the video again. I wrote it down and I will keep notes whenever I do this. She puts out 3 videos a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm not quite sure yet how I'm going to do this. I don't know if I'm going to do all in one day, do all 3 cards she does, or pockets or whatever, and just have one video, or if I'll try to do 3. I'm not sure. So remember, we just scored at 7 1/4 and 3 5/8, and then we're going to turn it the long ways, and we're going to score at 6 1/4 all the way down from top to bottom, 6 1/4 top to bottom, and then we're going to score at 7/8, but we're only going to go to that score line. So let me find my 7/8 is right here. Just going to score to there, and I'm going to turn this over. It's just easier for me, and do the 7/8 here. It's not going to matter which side you score it on. You just want to do that. So let's go ahead and, for time's sake, let's score all 3, and then we'll build all 3. So this one, let me think. Let me just think, because I want to make sure. Yes, this is going to be my, because I want it directionally like this. So this is going to be my, this is going to be my 6 1/4, 6 1/4, 6 1/4 by 7/8. And I should have done the other side first, but yes, I should have. Let me turn it this way. Okay, so it's going to work out. So we're going to score. Let's back that up, erase what I just said. We're going to score at 7 1/4 and 3 5/8. 7 1/4. You probably understand where my thinking is, I hope. 3 5/8. Okay, so we have our 7 1/4, 3 5/8. We've turned our paper over. We've scored at our 6 1/4, and now we're going to score at 7/8, but we're only going to go to our score line. So we're going to score to 7/8 there, flip it over, and 7/8 here. So that one is scored. We've got 2 scored papers. And we're going to do the same here. We're going to go 7 1/4. Yes, 7 1/4. Just double checking myself, guys. 7 1/4 and 3 5/8. And then we're going to turn it long ways, and we're going to score at 6 1/4. 6 1/4 all the way down. And then on this side, we're going to score at 7/8, but we're only going to the score line, remember? And then we flip it over, same thing, 7/8 only to the score line. If your paper is darker, it may be harder to see, so keep that in mind. These are all fairly easy to see, so I don't have to worry about that. So let's get the scoreboard out of the way, and we'll start with this one. Remember, I've kept my scraps. They're just sitting right up here in front of me. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to fold where we've scored, burnish them down to each side. Make sure you know how paper crafting is. We may end up having to trim up a little bit, and if you do, that's fine. Where you scored all the way down, going long ways, fold that, score that, burnish that, and then you're going to very carefully up here where we did not, because we don't want to bend this, where we didn't score, but you can give it just a slight bend just to help yourself with that. And we're going to be cutting this corner, this corner, this corner, and this corner out. Are you guys watching the Olympics? I have it on in my craft room while I'm crafting with you. I really enjoy the Olympics. I've always loved watching them. I remember I used to watch them with my dad. We would sit there for days and watch the Olympics. I miss the old fart. He was my buddy. Now, sometimes on these smaller little sections here, I like to come in with my small scissors. They're just a little bit more manageable to me, and then I'll do the longer cuts with my bigger scissors. So let me know in the description box below if you like paper crafting, if you like journal making, or just paper crafting. What kind of crafts do you enjoy doing? I fell in love with paper crafting a couple of years ago, I think, or was it last year? I don't know. It was a couple of years ago. I remember because I did so much before Christmas that I really racked up my thumb. And I took a bunch of stuff to craft shows that I made. If you follow the Posh Paper Lady, she has a lot of real simple, real good craft idea paper crafting things. Check her out, the Posh Paper Lady on YouTube. But anyway, yeah, I took those to craft shows and we sold a lot of them, but then last year there were no craft shows. So, okay, so now is where you want to pay attention. Okay, you're going to take, we've got our corners cut. This side, which I'm going to say your right-hand side, you're going to take this corner and just fold it down. Kind of take your fold over to your score mark. There may be some trimming. Don't worry. It's going to be okay. And then on this one, we're going to flip it over, and on the same section, we're going to fold this one toward itself. And this is pretty hefty cardstock here. This is. It's funny how some cardstock, like paper packs, are thicker than others. The thinner paper maybe was a little easier to use, but it tore easier. So this is what we have. We've got one folded into here, one folded this way. So now we're going to take our glue. Oh, no, wait. Before we do that, we've got to make sure that we're going to fit. So I can already see that I'm going to have to trim off just a little bit. It's just a little bit long there, which that's okay. It's easy enough. Give it just a little trim. You want this to go inside from right to left. There we go. Yep, so that's fine. So let's take our glue, and I'm just using art glitter glue, and you're going to want to glue right along here, that outside edge and this inside edge. Going to fold that over. Just glue it down with your paper towel or whatever you prefer to use is fine. And then you're going to take and glue here and here. Glue here, and you're going to glue here. Fold that over. Yeah, I really like the Olympics. Today, I've been watching a lot of the girls' volleyball. I really like the beach volleyball. That's a lot of fun. You know what I forgot to do? One step, but it's okay. We can do it after I do this next step. So this one that you glue over, remember, don't glue this down. You can. You can. It's perfectly fine to do that if that's what you want to do. I'm not going to because Dee Dee didn't glue hers. I just accidentally did on that other one. So what you're going to do here is you're just going to glue here and here. So yeah, between now and Christmas, you guys are going to see a lot of, and maybe even just continuing on after that, you're going to see a lot of crafting videos from me. So I hope you enjoy that. I enjoy doing the crafting. I enjoy doing the videos. They're a lot of fun. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to take my corner rounder and I'm going to do mine on the 1/2 inch. And we're just going to round all 4 of these corners. Got one more step and this one will be done. And then we're going to take this little flap you know what? I'm going to have to cut it a little bit because look, it's a little bit high there. So that's okay. Don't worry about it. Let's just cut a little bit of it off and we'll re-round it. You can always make adjustments on the fly, you guys, always. Yep, round those, that'll be fine. Always make adjustments as you go. Okay, and then you're just gonna glue here on this side and here on this side. Glue your edges down, and this one is done. I can see where I got to do just a tiny bit of trimming, but that's okay. I'm going to come along right here. I have just a tiny little skosh of trimming to do. Poor little scissors, they get so abused. And there we have tag number 1. So you've got a tuck here, you've got a tuck here, and you have a little tuck here. Now in her video, she said she left this like this for a reason. I don't know if she plans on punching a hole in here. I'm not sure. So like I said, go on over to Dee Farago's channel, subscribe, follow along with her, follow along with me. I don't know who else is doing the challenge. Last year there were a lot of content creators that did this along with her, but check that out because I don't know what her intent is for that. So there's one done. So now let's go to the next one. Just like before, we're going to take our sides, we're going to just fold them in, burnish them down. Take your side, burnish it down, and then take where you scored all the way across. And you could do either way, whatever you want for your inside or your outside. That's totally up to you, depending on the style of your project. We're going to take, and again, I'm just going to take my small scissors and come in and cut just to there. In fact, I'll do it to all 4 sides, and then I'll come back and do it with the longer scissors in the longer section. So yeah, she's already got, Dee has project 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I've watched all 4 of those today. I'm only going to do this one today, and I'm hoping I can get this video up today because it's not a very long video and there's not going to be a lot of editing. So maybe tomorrow I can do 2, 3, and 4 because I'll have quite a bit of time to film available to me tomorrow and even the next day, but we can get caught up anyway with Dee this week and then start fresh for next week. And then after she puts out her video on Monday, then I will do the same. All right, so we've got all that. Remember, this one isn't folded, so let's just again check and make sure everything's going to work. It looks like our folding this side in is good, but this side is just a tad long. So let's just take care of that right now. Rather do that now than afterwards. I don't save those little scraps, but now's a good time to come in, round your corners. Oops, I didn't do that one. Sometimes the angle that I do that makes a difference. Okay, so we've got that done. So remember, this one on the right hand side, you're going to take and you're just going to fold your corner to your score line. Burnish it down. These are super cute, super easy pockets to make. Flip your project. I say that now, but wait till we get to a hard one. Then I'll be going, oh my God, how did we do this? I can't do it. Again, burnish that down. Flip up back over, and we're going to glue here and here to start with. I hope my glue didn't dry. I forgot to put my cap on. Nope. It's actually flowing pretty good today. Oops, went off the rails there. So just glue that down. That's why I put this cutting mat over my big cutting mat, because this is the one that I glue on. And so it's already got lots of glue on it. So now we're going to glue this one. So remember, we're just going to glue here and here. My daughter and son-in-law are traveling back from Disneyland, and she might have just messaged me. I think they're on the road. Yeah, they took the kids and went to Disneyland for a few days. I haven't been to Disneyland since Molly's 8th grade graduation. She's my youngest. She's the one that's on her way home from there. And she is 29. So it's been a while since we've been to Disneyland. Then you're going to take this one and you're going to fold it over. But remember, you're not going to glue this. You're only going to glue here and here. So yeah, I'm anxious to hear all about there. Of course, she sent tons of pictures. The kids had a blast. They had a blast. They were ready just to get away for a few days. They'd had some hectic times and really just needed a getaway. So I'm happy for them. Okay, so that's glued. And look, now this one we didn't have to cut. So who knows why that happens. And then this, we're just going to glue down this side, down this side, secure those, and you've got super easy yeah, she really wants us all to go to Disneyland, but I could see in her text, let me make sure that didn't interrupt my videoing. No, okay. She wants us all to go. We all want to go for Christmas, but she was just saying we definitely all have to go together, but in the fall when it's not so hot. See? So there we go. Number 2. We have a tuck, we have a tuck, and we have a tuck. And yes, and she's also almost 3 months pregnant-ish. So not only is it hot, she's pregnant. So, you know, if you've ever been pregnant, you know what I mean. So super cute, number 2 in our series today of Don't Freak Out Before Christmas. Let me put the glue back on real quick. And then this one, we're going to do the same thing, fold our sides in. I think I did it wrong, so I don't know. I'm not sure which direction this one's going to go. So let's just see what happens. This is cute, really cute paper. Okay, so that is there. And then our full side that we went all the way down is here. Yeah, we may end up sideways on this, but that's okay. I'll try to remember if I do directional, I'll work on it so that I can tell you how to set it up for a directional thing. But for today, this is what we did, and we're okay with it, right? And I'm going to show you, too, what I do if you don't have anything on your back, you know, your paper pads. Some do, some don't. Just depends. Maybe, I don't know if it depends on the brand or what, but these scissors are thicker, so sometimes they don't want to cooperate with me as much. Okay, there's that. I hope I've made this easy for you to understand. It seems to me to be a very simple project. As I said, I know some of them are not as easy. But yep, there's our scraps. So let's see how our fold, I'm wondering, yeah, it's going to be sideways. There's nothing we can do about that. But, you know, it's okay. I just have to figure that out. So I can tell that one's going to be a little bit long. So let's go ahead and cut just a little bit off of here. So that it comes to the inside and to the inside. Perfect. So again, we're going to take this side, the right-hand side, fold it to the score mark, burnish it down, flip it over, fold it to the score mark, burnish it down. And then this is just a little something I started doing last year. I'm going to do it. Doesn't matter if I do it before I round the corners or after, but if you have a white backing, this is just a scrap stencil that I think my mother-in-law gave me, and I'm using my distressed oxide. I'm just going to come in here. You could do anything to this. You could back it with any sort of paper, coffee dyed paper. You could draw on it. You could do anything you want. Over here, you don't need to really do too much. This one will, I think this one will show the white. I'm not sure. So this is just an easy way to kind of give it a little bit of interest, ink it up. And I did that on this one. No, I didn't do it on that one. I did it on this one. See how cute that comes out? If you look and you need a little bit more, by all means, add a little bit more. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna need that guy anymore, so he can go on the floor. So let's go ahead and round our corners just real quick. I was sure hoping that would come out directionally correct, but I'm not mad at it by any means. Just goes to prove life is not perfect, right? So here we go. We're going to be gluing here, here, and here to the fold. Fold that over. And then we're going to glue here and here. Here and here. Just press it down a little. And remember, when we fold this over, we don't glue that down unless you want to. It's certainly your prerogative. You can do what you want. It's your project. So again, fold it over. This one folds up. Burnish that down just a little because this is pretty thick paper. Got a little edge there. And then we're just going to, so you see, you can do if you're videoing, it's going to take you a little bit longer, but if you're just sitting at home crafting, you can definitely see how you could whip 3 of these out in 15 minutes. And if you do 3 of these a day, just think of how many projects you're going to have made, how many pockets you're going to have made up and ready to go for your crafts, for gifts or craft fairs or whatever it is that you are doing with it. And there again, there we go. Tuck there, and tuck there. So that's it, you guys. That is our, I've only been in my craft room a short time, really. Well, probably an hour, because I made these 3 following along on Dee Dee's channel. And then we made these 3 together. So isn't that just super cute? You can put them in a journal. I think these are just adorable. So, all right, you guys, thanks for joining along with me. I'm really excited. So in just a very short amount of time, I've got 6 pockets for my projects coming up for the holidays. So, all right, you guys, thanks for joining me for video number 1 in the hashtag 3 in 15 DFBC. So if you are a content creator and you create these and you video these, or if you just do them and take pictures, be sure and use that hashtag, because that way it shows up that you're following along with the challenge. I don't know how long it's going to go. I think it probably August, September, maybe October. So we're getting a good early start on getting things made for our Christmas projects. And again, I will have Dee Dee's channel linked below, and I'll also have this particular video, episode 1, week 1 of the challenge. So thanks for watching. Take good care, and I'll see you on our next crafty video. Bye.